again, good evening. I hope you're well. We are joined by Jonathan tonight.
Good evening, everybody.
And by we, I mean me. Who's the royal we? It's the sort of thing that the Queen says for some reason.
I'm forever saying the royal we when it's only me working for myself.
Makes you sound better. Makes you sound bigger.
It does. Well, there's where you're saying to a customer, yeah, that's all right, we'll do that. And it's like, oh, it's only me doing it, isn't it?
It's all right. We'll lug it up that massive hill for you. Everything is fine.
I'm going to have to turn you back up now. I've turned you right down.
See, you should never do these things. You should always just go on maximum volume and then let your ears complain later on.
Oh, I used to do that when I used to go clubbing, but I can't do that any longer.
No. I can't stand loud noises. It is not... No. Which is kind of ironic considering I like metal. I like thrash metal. So it's meant to be loud, but I just don't. I pretty much have my computer set to about 10 or 12, 99% of the time.
My headphones are always on max. If I've got my headphones on and I'm listening to music or anything, it's always on max. Always. I can't help it. It's got to be.
Anyway, chat, how are we? We are indeed getting pinged, but the ping is not on my end, so it's fine.
No, that's my ping. Sorry, I'll switch my pinger off. It's. Oh, no, look, we're live. Goodness me, my phone's just told me we're live.
I always love your live notifications about 2 to 3 minutes after you've gone live, because it fills you with that little bit of dread of, have we just been sitting there for the last 2 minutes talking to ourselves and the audience knows what we're going to say and they're just replying to us?
Are we not live on YouTube? Because I can't see the YouTube chat.
Yeah, we are. Philomena's already said hello.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Brilliant. Oh, yes, I do see I do see them. Yeah.
The YouTube crowd has not entered in properly yet. My stepdad's not mean this here as well, so apologies for missing you out.
Yeah. Hello, and hello.
So then, I'll be honest. I have completely forgotten what this stream was about already. This is always the best start.
It's a Q&A. Yeah, one of those.
There we go. We're queuing and we're Aing, so heck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some Q's and A's in.
Yeah. A.
We've become full Canadians, I see.
And it's a Q&A for me, I think, roughly, for community building. I think that was
it is. So let's get started with the most...
Originally.
Let's get started with the most common sense question. You're one of those people that find it incredibly easy to talk to anyone.
Yes.
Like, absurdly easy. Anyone who's ever been on the phone with you while you're walking home from the allotment knows that you stop and you speak to someone roughly every 30 steps.
Well, yeah, the thing is, of course, the thing is I am so lucky in many ways. One of the things my father always told me that I must talk to people. If you don't talk to somebody, you will never know anything about anything. And the other thing is, of course, with being in such a small community as it is, and I grew up here. I moved away and came back. I know, but I more or less know now 3/4 of the population that live here anyway. So it's a good thing, but also a bad thing. When I was a kid, I couldn't get away with anything, but it's also good now I'm a parent. My children won't get away with anything.
The shoe's on the other foot now.
Yeah. I
was just going to ask you, is this something you've always done, or is this something that you've developed? It's obviously something you've always done.
It's something that a lot of towns and nearly all cities now have lost their community spirit. And that is what it's down to. It's community spirit. It's having time for everybody else that's in your community. You might not like them very much, but you do stop and have a chat. And you find out about people. You'll know their families, or they're related to you somewhere along the line, somewhere in the distant past. But in the last 20 years, I have noticed we have more, because they've built more houses and we've got a larger estates here. We have a lot more influx of people, which I don't know. And they're not the same as the original people here, because they don't want to be part of the community. They won't shop in the town. They won't buy local. They're more interested in going to the other towns or the big cities, or Amazon, and not buying local, which is not how to integrate yourself into a small town.
I suppose that's also because they know they're outsiders.
Yeah, I think that it's very difficult if you live in a town or a city that has that sort of influence over it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not as easy in some towns than it is in other towns. I mean, here in the southwest, most of the towns are fairly easygoing. The smaller the town, so you're looking at about 10,000, and that's when you need to get, when it gets over that sort of 10,000, 11, 12, and then things start to go a bit different. Then you lose that community spirit.
Over the years, how much blame do you place upon the people who've moved into these villages and not integrated over the people who were already there and didn't attempt to integrate these people in?
Well, I don't put the blame on the people that live in the villages and the towns. I put the blame on the people that move there, because they don't want to. They're not interested in integrating.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say all of them. I'd say at least half of them. They don't want to integrate. They have their life, and they do their thing wherever they go, and regardless to wherever they live.
It sounds like they treat it as a place to sleep as opposed to a place to live.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Which is a shame, because a lot of these smaller towns have got a lot to offer them.
Mm-hmm.
If only they just stop looking at Amazon and places like that to shop, and go into the big shops like Tesco's, Sainsbury's, and so on, and look at what's in your local community, what that local community could do for you. Because if you support that local community, it will support you in the long term. Which is such a downfall of a lot of towns now. As soon as you get bigger and bigger, that all sorts of community building and strength disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes really hard for anybody. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible to build a community within a larger town or even a city. It's just how you approach it may be a bit different.
But that comes down to confidence in being able to speak to people. Which is something I'm not brilliant at. I'll fully admit that I'm not brilliant at that. Andrew isn't brilliant at that either, but he's done fantastically in everything that he's done.
Yeah, he has. He's done ever so well. I was going to say he's done ever so well. He's putting it together. He is putting it together, and they're really good, a lovely group he's got with him.
Yeah, you've spoken to them, maybe in chat, or some of them are in chat anyway.
Yeah, I've spoken to them. Yeah, they're really lovely people. Yeah.
What advice do you have for people who are uncomfortable speaking to other people? Because as I said, you do it so incredibly freely, so naturally.
Well, how can I put it? Don't worry about making yourself sound a fool. I mean, it's as simple as that. And you just ask the questions, get to know the person, and it's very, very simple. It's just take your head out of your ass, basically, and literally find that common ground with that person. See, it doesn't matter who they are or where they come from, or it doesn't matter. See that, and I can go to some of the bigger cities like Bristol, and I can still talk to people, and people will still stop there and they will talk to me, and I don't know them from Adam. They don't know me from Adam. But by the end of the conversation, they've come away with thinking, "Oh yeah, that's quite a nice person to talk to," and they've gone away with a smile. But the confidence, I don't always have confidence. It's just literally having the balls to walk up to somebody and start that conversation, or look at that person. You think, "Oh, what can you pick out of that person's personality, or so on and so forth? What can you see in that person?" And then thinking about how do you start that conversation off.
I think this is where a lot of people fall down. Just that initial, like, how you get going, how you get starting to talking to people. Because we tell people to go and talk to their neighbours. Some have, some haven't, but it all boils down to the same thing. It is still that initial contact, that initial, "Hi, how are you? I live at number whatever," or whatever the conversation may end up being.
Yeah. Well, it's something like I don't know. Just say, for instance, you're out there pulling your bin in after the bin men have been just gone. That's if you're there at that sort of time of the day. This is just a for instance, and you see your neighbour down there, and they say, you say to them, "Oh, did they empty all of your bin?" And then you've broken into a conversation. Do you find it really awkward that you haven't put enough? They don't come around early enough, and you're always struggling to get stuff into the bin. And there you go. It started into a conversation, and there you can flow into other things from that conversation. It's such an easy. I find it so easy to do. I just like.
It's that initial throwaway starting point. As you just said with the bins, you start off with, did they get everything? Yes, no. Did they open the lid to see if there was anything in it? And then you start talking about something else. I don't know about yours. My bloody bin men do that every week. It's a pain in the backside looking through the rubbish to see if there's something that should or shouldn't be in there. I don't bloody remember what bin things are meant to go in. I might prefer the olden days where you had a bin, you put it in, they took it away. Done. Simple.
Yeah, well, we all know now anyway. And this is another thing. So you could all talk. This could be brought into that conversation. Look, did you hear our local refuge collectors are now not recycling? It's all going in the landfill. There you go. And then you can start another conversation off the back of that. And you say, "Oh, well, they collect all the green waste." Yeah, but the council pay money for them to come and collect it, but they ask you to come and pay for you to take your green rubbish away. And also, when they get to the other end, they make money out of it by selling it on.
Yeah, they charge us a fortune to buy our own bloody compost bag.
Yeah. See, and there you go. There's a conversation out of nothing. It's so, I find, for people that find it really awkward and feeling really, really hard, I just find it so easy. It's just because I have verbal diarrhea, as I was told one day. And my children do as well.
It's a wonderful skill to have. It's a really important skill, though, because you are right. Just that initial like throwaway conversation, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you're friendly and you're a happy person to be around, they're going to want to talk to you next time. The next time it isn't going to be about something quite so trivial, or it may still be something about something trivial, but then you're going to get to know them in different ways. Yeah. They're going to mention their daughter or their son or their whatever, their pet dog, Arthur, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're going to bring something up.
Yeah. It's like a lot of the families, the people in my street, on my side of the road, have children. Of course, you can bring up the COVID. oh, have your kids suffered with the COVID this so far? Because it's going through the school at the moment. There you go. You can't talk about COVID if you really want to.
The good old days, it used to be knits.
It used to be knits, yeah. I mean, that's going around the school, and so is threadworm at the moment. It's like, oh no.
What the hell is threadworm?
Oh, threadworms. Yeah, it's like it's like tiny little white thin worms. Yeah, you can get them from all sorts of things. I mean, you can get them from the soil, cats, dogs, guinea pigs, all sorts of things.
I've never heard of threadworms, I'll be honest.
Have you? Oh, you haven't lived.
I don't like the sound of them, that's all I know.
Oh, they're just annoying. They're just annoying. They don't really hurt you. It's if you get something like a tapeworm. You don't want that in your system. And that's when what's it called? What's that stuff everybody takes for COVID called?
Oh, the deworming stuff.
Yeah, what's it called?
I don't remember. YouTube wouldn't be happy with it either.
Oh no, you're not. So, yeah,
you'll get very angry.
You can take that stuff if you have an issue with it.
That is what it's designed for.
Yeah.
There you go. That's well within their regulations. What they like.
That's the stuff. Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Chad, do you have any questions? And while you're thinking up your questions, I'm just going to go back because I missed a comment that I thought was amusing. There you go. It wasn't amusing. It was insightful. Will has said it's about approaching the right people too. Some people want to be approached. If you can spot them, that's half the game.
Yeah, that is true. But there is also people that don't want to talk, and you basically badger them. I do. I do. I love badgering people that don't want to talk.
You climb in their bin and climb out of it when they come by.
Yeah. Well, I like it, especially if you can see they're in a foul temper. You just start talking to them. I love doing that, but not to wind them up, obviously.
Okay, what is the fun in that aspect then? Explain that to me.
To bring them around from where they are, their mental state of being angry, to actually enjoying a conversation. You know, what do they say? A worry shared. Well, I can't remember the words now.
Isn't it a burden shared?
It's burden
lesson.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I know the thing you mean. Will has a question for you. Maybe we can hear about how long it took for you to assemble a few of your neighbours.
How long? Oh, about about 3 months.
3 months isn't bad.
3 months, yeah, to slowly work on them. Yeah. Yeah. And the one directly next to us, which is attached to our house, they're lovely. And we get eggs from them, and I always, if I'm picking apples or if I'm, whatever I'm doing on the allotment or wherever else I am, and I've got some extras, I pass them their way, and they make cakes, and they give me cakes, which I can't eat. But no, they also give us eggs as well. So yeah, and then I've got another neighbour across the road. She's really into her gardening. She's just swapped her allotment to a larger allotment. So I'm helping her with seeds and stuff out of the seed bank that we've got.
The wonderful seed bank. The
wonderful seed bank of many seeds. Yeah. The one next door, the other side of us, pointless. Absolutely pointless. Absolutely pointless. I've tried, and I've given them plants to grow, like tomatoes and things like that. I look over the fence, it's dead. Oh, I give up. And she grows the same. She never buys. She's such a tight ass. Sorry, but she buys. She gets apple. She gets potatoes, but it's from the bottom of the bag, the ones that are seeding in the bottom of the bag, and then she won't dig a hole. They're chucked on the ground, and then she just mounts it up against the wall. It's like,
What?
yeah, I know.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they just mounts the soil on top of it up against the wall. It's like, what are you doing?
No.
Yeah.
I can understand if people hadn't seen a potato before, but come on.
I know, but we've got a fairly good lot of people that are growing stuff in the street. Mind you, I think there in this street there is, hang on, nearly 200 houses, because it's a long street that goes around in a circle, huge great street. And I only I know most. I would say I know at least half of the people in this street. But I only really concentrate on my closest proximity to me. But yeah, most of them are growing stuff. If only tomatoes. If only like cucumbers for the winter, for the summer. It's something. So I can't moan.
Exactly. It gets them in the right mind space at the very least.
Yeah, yeah, and they're all aware. And of course, I do tell them that the food shortages are coming, and now they are seeing it, and now they are turning around to me and saying, "Oh yeah, you were right, weren't you?" Well,
So yes, I know I was right.
Yeah.
I've been researching this for about 2 years. Thank you for affirming that I am indeed correct.
Yeah. And then I'll say to him, "So what are you going to do about it?" Oh well, yeah. And they don't know. They don't know what to do. So could just prep. So go enjoy some prepping channels or watch some prepping channels on YouTube or any other tubes, and get yourself going. Start thinking about what you're going to put away. So anything from the chat that's
Xanth has eaten too much.
no, you're supposed to store it, Xanth. You're not supposed to eat it all.
The random question.
Go on.
The size of your squirrels, have they become absolutely enormous bear-sized creatures yet?
No.
Mine have. I saw a squirrel the other day. This squirrel is about twice the size of the average squirrel. It's put on so much winter fat, it's unreal.
Oh, you want to go and catch one? They're supposed to be
I think it'd be difficult to catch. I think you just need to give out some food. It'd be there.
Oh, squirrel's supposed to be really nice. I've never tried squirrel yet. I've never tried squirrel. My dog likes squirrel. She loves squirrel. She finds it very tasty. With fur. No, most of the squirrels around are all slim and skinny looking things. You look at them and you think, well, I wouldn't want to eat that.
Just going through getting questions.
Yeah.
Xanth has cooked 4 steaks tonight. What the hell? All for you.
I was going to say, you greedy.
Oh. I mean, Will is cutting ahead to the prepping challenge. We're not there yet.
We're nearly there.
Nearly there, indeed. Will has asked, do you have community events?
Yes, we do. And we have one coming up in next... Is it this week? No, next week. Week after. I think
I
it
thought it was the 13th.
13th. Yes, it's the 13th. You're right. It is the 13th. Yeah, we've got a community party, Christmas party. So that is my community that's here in my hometown. And also we've invited all the local groups. Mm-hmm. So we have... I'm going to just read them off. It doesn't really make much difference to me. So we have Chippenham Devices, Melksham, Swindon, Marlborough, and us. Hopefully, we'll get a few of those. And we also have a guest DJ, Mark Devler. I don't know if anyone knows Mark Devler. He's part of the freedom movement.
The name sounds familiar. I'm not sure where from.
Well, he does do a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos.
I've probably seen a link being shared from somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a proper event then.
No, yeah, it's a proper event. Yeah.
Doing it in a park?
No, in an actual building.
Oh, fancy.
With in a proper building, we're allowed up to 90 people.
How many are you expecting to get?
Probably between 60 and 80.
That's pretty good. Hopefully you get more.
Have you? I think you do. Do you still have the link for the photo I sent in?
Oh, I may well somewhere. That will take a while to find.
That's all right.
Me.
That's not me that shares the memes. That's Andrew.
Well, fair enough, to be honest.
I don't know where it is. Hang on. I'll see if I can find it for you.
Chat, keep yourselves busy. We're looking.
We'll rummage in a moment. Hang on. Will it be in ours? It would be my one. Oh, Christ, there's so much in here. Why do people share so much gumph?
Because it's funny.
It's not, because it's all fear porn, and I hate fear porn.
Oh, no, we're looking at different chats, though.
Oh, right. I'm looking at my community building one. Oh, Christ.
Okay, you know what? I can't find that. I give up.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell it is either. Oh, I know where it might be. No.
They got Northern Lass knows Mark Devlin. She likes him. She approves.
Yeah, cool. Brilliant.
Oh, wrong one. Jumped as I clicked. Who Dares Wins asks, have we seen the George Floyd Thanksgiving meme?
No.
I've not. I have a sudden urge to find out.
Oh, I'd like to find out, but don't put it on YouTube.
I love how you put in George Floyd, it then comes up with security guard.
Oh, God, I can't see it. Is that it? Oh, God, everything's going so slow on here. Oh,
I think I've just seen the meme I put.
Yeah, there's that one.
I'm not sharing it, though.
Yeah, that's that one, but that's not the one I'm looking for. No, I don't know where it is. Oh,
No, we find it or we won't find it. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, it might be in there.
No. And chat, I want to know from you, what is stopping you talking to neighbours? I think a lot of it comes down to that initial discomfort of meeting and talking to new people. That's going to be my guess. What do you reckon stops most people from doing things? Roy says you too wrote a song about this moment. The only U2 song I can think of is Vertigo. I don't understand. Yeah, Philomena's acquaintance, fair enough. I will concede that her neighbours are actually truly, truly horrific people, so fair enough. Roy has nothing but pure contempt for his neighbours.
Yeah, but why?
That's what I'm about to ask.
That's why. Why is it? have you not? There's no middle ground that you can actually find. Oh, I know where it may be.
My stepdad's not mean has said he is uncomfortable. So he's not good meeting new people.
Ah, found it.
Ah, finally. Send that over to me and I'll pop it up.
I'll send it over Telegram. I'll put it in the what's the name? Our chat. There you go. It's done.
Thank you very much. Will is an interesting point, and this is something that I think we spoke about last Friday, or Joe and I have spoken about separately. I can't remember. Will has said, I talk to some of my neighbours but live in a rental community and people just want to be left alone here for the most part. This is a major issue. When people live in a rental accommodation, they're not putting roots down, and they know they're not putting roots down, so they don't have an incentive to go and speak to people.
Yes, yeah.
There's no reason for them to get friendly with people they know in a couple of years' time are either going to move away or they themselves are going to move.
Which is a shame.
It is. It's a massive shame. It is. I'm not going to say the root of all issues, but it is a major contributing factor to them.
Even that though, I still couldn't do that. I still could not give the time of day to somebody who lives near me. Or, all right, I might not never see them again after another 6 months, year, or whatever it is. But I wouldn't want to know. I would want to know who that person is, just in case.
Yeah. Just in case they are there long term.
Yeah, and also for your children's benefit if you have children.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know who that person is. And that's our... it's on the 10th, not the 13th. No.
It was close enough. As soon as I checked the calendar, I saw the 13th was a Monday. I was like, probably not.
No.
It was close enough, though.
So if you're anywhere near us, you're more than welcome to come along. And you can get, if you see the email at the bottom, you can also get tickets via that and use either PayPal to pay for them. Or you just turn up at the door for £12.
I just realised the 10th is a Friday.
You
son of a gun! You're party cocking us.
Yes, I know. Sorry.
Wow.
Well, we couldn't.
We all know where you're then that day then.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't do that on the Saturday because they got a wedding. So we couldn't have the Saturday. I'd have rather had the Saturday so I could get really hammered and then just wake up on Sunday morning. Going,
Why is that not something that is possible on Saturday? On Friday, rather.
You can do it on a Friday, but then you've got all day Saturday, and Saturday is always a busy day, especially in this house.
To be fair, all days are busy. Yeah, Will still tries to be friendly with his neighbours, but a lot of people think that way. It's a real shame.
But that's society.
It is.
But then the thing is, everybody doesn't step back and see what actually is happening to society, and they don't realise what they're doing and not communicating with people. It's such a sad thing, because the more people don't communicate, the more people step away from their neighbours, the more that the community breaks down, which is the downfall of you, me, and everybody else. If we don't keep hold of it. Yes, you're right. It is a manufactured society. Yeah.
I look at my own village, and it's not quite as bad as it was, but once upon a time, 10, 15 years ago, during the week, the village would empty out. All the hot shots who was working in London would not be here. They would use this place basically to sleep over the weekend.
Yeah.
And it was very, very strange because you would go in like Monday, for example, or Wednesday, whatever, it didn't matter what day. There'd hardly be a car there. There'd hardly be people. Come Saturday, not only would there be cars, but because it's their weekend, it's their fun time, there were
Yeah.
not only their cars, but they were their friends' cars as well.
Yeah.
So you would have traffic jams in this tiny little village for no reason whatsoever. You'd have cars parked up on the pavement. It's like,
Yeah, but then I bet you, like most of these villages, I bet none of them are putting money into that village. None of them are supporting any local businesses.
they're not supporting what I would consider reasonable local businesses.
Yeah.
What I mean by that was I was talking to Andrew. The eggs in my village are extortionately priced.
Yeah.
I mean, like, no. they're 3.20 for 6, for Christ's sake.
Christ.
Exactly. Like, they're not reasonably priced. There's a jeweler's there as well, and same sort of gist. It's like there's a lot of little things, and it's great that they're there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, they're not local businesses. They're not. They're people there who know their target market are the stupidly rich,
Yes.
the bankers and what have you, the people who just don't care how much money they spend on little things. There are a lot of examples of that, unfortunately. I think this is what I enjoy about whenever I go to Norfolk. I don't go to Norfolk terribly often, but it's like
It's like a
where I
different
live.
world.
It's like where I live, but without all the Ponzi snobbery.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I very much enjoy that.
Can you bring up reboot needed's comment? I want to go through that.
Reboot Needed has said, I find it hard to talk to strangers, but when face masks were compulsory, there was always a knowing nod between us that didn't wear them, which led to small talk. That I fully agree with.
That's it. Very true. Yes. Yes, you did to have that, but that knowing nod should have been turned into a knowing nod and conversation.
Yeah, we all kind of, or not everyone, but many of us cocked up on that. We should have started a conversation, even if it was just a little word of support. Like,
Yeah.
oh, look at all these other idiots.
Yeah, or nice to see your face. Or,
Yeah, just a nice little thing like that.
Yeah. And smile back. And then if they smile back at you, you know you can start that conversation. You've broke the ice.
That's the permission to engage in conversation. Because without a doubt, in that position, in that situation, they're just like us. They're walking around thinking, bloody hell, all these people are flipping weird. Oh, look, there's somebody who's normal. I want to speak to that person.
Yeah,
He's the first normal person I've seen all day.
Yeah. Well, I was terrible because, especially with the young lads, and I'll say to them, like, they're walking they've been outside and they're all together, and they come in and they put the mask on as they just come in the door, and I'll say to them, why are you putting a mask on? Oh, because it's law. I said, no, it's not. It's not law to wear a mask. You don't have to wear a mask. It's not mandatory. Yeah, but we'll get in trouble. No, you won't. You won't get in trouble. You'll be fine. Look at me. Watch me. I'll walk around the shop. And I'll walk up to the counter and I'll get what I want and I'll walk back out. And you see anybody like have a go at me? And no, they just stood there and watched me. No, see, there you go. Look. And I've watched this group of lads. I've watched them now, and they don't wear masks, and he won't wear a mask now. So I've done my little bit for them.
It was another comment. I've lost it.
Which one? Which was it? Was it my stepdad's not
I
mean?
believe it was.
Yeah, I did. I sort of briefly caught it. I didn't quite catch what it said.
Yeah, there we go. I missed it. Kind of. My stepdad's not mean, it's just Justin said. I think most people have a good idea on how rubbish modern life is and get on with things in their own bubbles while believing that others don't feel the same what they feel. They feel isolated. I fully agree with that.
Yes, and that's where you need that conversation to break the ice with these people.
Yep.
You really do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people suffer in silence. It's ironic. They keep pushing this mental health. Oh, it's good to talk to people thing. I don't fully agree with that, but that's a completely different stream. I think they do that deliberately to try and emasculate us.
Yeah.
At the same time, they are kind of right in as much as a lot of people do think and feel certain things, but just don't have an outlet for it. At this moment in time, I think a lot of people understand exactly how truly god-awful modern life is, and they're not happy about it, but they don't feel as if they have anyone else to talk to, so they just get on with it in their own little bubble. They become insular.
Yes. Yeah. Very much so. It's trying to help people to break that monotonous isolation.
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
So this brings up
Yeah. Go on.
this brings up another question. How do you broach the subject of freedom with people? Once I get my voice back.
Sorry, I've got a bit of one of those this evening as well. How do I approach it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's depending on the person. It's mainly if it's a younger person. Obviously, that I'm not no young spring chicken here.
Liar.
I wish I was. I wish I was back in my 20s. No, I'm closer. I'm closer and closer to retirement than most people are probably on this stream, but not quite. See, and it depends. It really depends on the age of the person. So, like for instance, the other day I was working for a lady, and she's in her 80s. She's 81, 82,
Mm-hmm.
I think, roughly. She's very sprightly for her age, and we were having that conversation. The conversation about the things that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go too much into detail. But I did say to her, "Do you think everything's very much George Orwell, 1984?" She says, "Yes, yeah, there is," and of course that broke the ice into that conversation. And it was quite an interesting conversation, and she's obviously been double and triple now, and flued up to the eyeballs.
I always stand by the fact that when you're in your 80s, it's like, yeah, fair enough. I don't criticise you at that point. If someone came along and said, do this and you can get an extra 10 days, I'd probably be like, yeah, fair enough. I'll have two.
yeah. But it does depend on the person. So with younger people, how do I approach younger people? That's an odd one. I always go round on a slightly roundabout way with it. Are you seeing your friends? Can you see your friends now? Are you allowed to see your mates and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And those sorts of things, especially if they're in that slightly older teens, 20s bracket. Are you allowed out clubbing yet? Do you go? Have you been clubbing since all this lockdown? And get into the conversation that way. And try and, or have you been to the pub? Or what's it like in the pubs at the moment? Or what's it like in the nightclubs? Or what's it like going to such and such, or doing this, that, and the other? It's breaking that little, finding something that they do they do. Sorry, not they do. It's not really good English. And then break it down that way. But like I said, I have verbal diarrhea, so it's really hard.
As I said, it's a good thing to have in moments like this. I'd like to highlight what Will has said. A lot of your neighbours feel today similarly to what you did a few years ago. Don't be impatient with them. I think it is really important that people keep that in mind. That they're not being lazy, they're not stupid, they're not ignorant, they're just at a different stage. At the end of the day, we're all right on the bleeding edge. We know stuff that is happening before the flipping media knows it. Really. We've been going on about food shortages now for over 18 months.
Yeah.
We are well ahead of this. We are well ahead of the average person. We are ahead of people whose job it is to know this sort of stuff because we're interested in it, because we're competent people who are passionate about knowing what is going on and trying to change it and trying to secure ourselves and our families.
Yes.
Just because the average person isn't there doesn't mean they're not worthy of our time or somebody to get impatient with. It just means they're not at that same level of knowledge yet.
Yeah.
How's your life improved since the immediate community that you have now was built around you, your ward? How has things changed from now to what you had before?
I feel very much more secure. Very much more secure. I know that I have um, at least 60 to about 60 people I can rely on. That I know that I can rely on. That's it within my own community and within the extended communities outside of my ward. So I have my ward, and then I have my extended parts to my ward, which would be the Marlborough group and the Swindon group. I do feel more secure. I know if I have an issue, I can go and talk to such and such, or we have somebody in. Like, just say for instance, we had somebody in our group that wasn't very. They were suffering with a bit of depression.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent them over to the Marlborough group, or a lady within the Marlborough group, and She helped that person to readjust, and she's put her on the right path. And
Good.
this is what we do. This is what we do. We help each other out because that's what it is. There you need the community. You need people around you because if it does hit the fan, you'll need these people.
It
And the
sounds
more,
like it lessens the workload.
yes, yeah, because we've got all sorts of things going on in our area. Literally got all sorts of things going on. So you have people that herbalists. We've got common law solicitors, common law advisors. We also have the whole holistic side of stuff. So we have like Reiki, meditation. We also have like hypnotherapists. We also got people within our group which are what they class as light workers. Yeah, I know it all sounds a bit airy fairy, but they all have their place within the group.
The occult thing is probably something we're going to touch on later down the line. I know it's something that Andrew and I have spoken about.
Yes, yeah, but most of these people are very aware of who is controlling this, what they are, and how long they've been controlling us. Of course, we've also. Sorry, I digress for a little bit there. We also got UCT people involved in our groups. that's something for you all to go and have a look for or look up. It's very, very good. It will help you build a off-grid community if you needed to. And all the money that you borrow, you only have to pay back exactly what you borrowed. You don't pay UTC. Don't worry, I'll find a link for it.
I mean, I do have a link for that.
Okay. These are lovely people.
But that's actually something I would like to bring up, the fact that everyone that I've ran into while doing this has been lovely people. Because we're all here. God damn it, Andrew beat me by like 2 seconds. Son of a gun. Is there where was I going? I'll leave Rupert there to ask his question while I remember mine. Is there any land for sale near you, Jonathan?
Oh, there's loads of land down here for sale. It ranges between between 10 to 15, depending. We might even go up to about 10,000 per square acre. Well, per acre. It is a nice part of the world. Thank you.
It is indeed.
I do love
It is
living
very
down
lovely
here.
down there. I've only been down there a handful of times, but it is extremely nice.
Yeah, we are very nice down here.
Yeah,
But
the journey there is not much fun. The M4 is whoever is in control of the speed limit on that motorway, I hope and pray to whatever deity they believe in that they suffer their own incompetence for the rest of their miserable, wretched life.
I don't know why you go down the M4. I'd go down. We always go down the M3.
It's just the way that the sat nav goes. I don't know. It's how it says. It's just such a pig. I hate it. I have to go down, get on the M25, go round and then down. Oh, bloody hell.
No, not in Devices. Not far away. It's just over the hill. And you spelt Devices wrong.
But it's close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough. I knew what you meant. Yeah, I don't have too much to do with Devices. Most of them are escapees from the mental home. No. Yeah, England is nice. I love England.
Yeah, it's the best. Northern Lass says, It really scares me what might be coming. I watched quarantine camps in Australia today and the thought of it terrifies me. It does everyone with a brain cell, love. It does everyone.
Yeah. We've been watching this. We knew it was coming for the last 18 months again. We know it's coming. But the thing is, Northern Lass, if you haven't got a community, please go and try and build one. Gather people. It doesn't matter what colour, creed, religion. Gather people that's like-minded and hold yourself strong. You can only do this with a group of you. We can pick out all the rest of it when down the line, but
Exactly. Think of it like triage. Yes, there are many, many problems. There are many problems that need to be sorted out. Absolutely. But the initial problem, the one that is most critical, is right now. And the thing that is coming right now does not care about anything else.
yeah. Yeah, we are just on that verge now of looking at. Well, we've been looking at land for the last 6-7 months, but we are now gathering up some sort of a momentum to actually disengage properly from the system, and well, hopefully we may even gather land with the help of the UTC and make an off-grid community. Well, not far away from here, from where we live. It won't be like, oh well, we're going to the midst of Wales or something like that.
So the back of beyond, good and proper.
Yeah. But it's if you have this group of people, you can feel as though you have a community, and you build your little community the way you want it, the way you feel comfortable. Yeah, you might not get on with everybody, not completely.
But you get on enough to get the job done. You know that
Yes,
if there's a problem, you can rely on them and vice versa,
yes,
which
yeah.
is ultimately what really matters.
Mm.
My stepdad does not mean he's taunting me now. Is my GPS voiced by Joe? No, it is not. It is the bog standard Google voice. Not gonna lie, I'd rather it was voiced by Joe. At least that would have a reason for not listening to it.
Yeah. Ultimately,
It just insult me more than I already get insulted. Like, bloody hell. I don't see much point in that.
so how many? I've got to ask this. I think I did ask it earlier. So how many of you have actually built yourself a community yet, or thinking about building a community, or got something in plan, or
I know a lot of people are improving themselves as individuals.
well, that's good.
It is. It's the first step.
It is good.
Ultimately, that
Yeah.
is the first step. It's not saying to be poo-pooed by any means.
No.
The self-improvement aspect is great.
Yeah.
Then just need to kick it on into the next little bit. And
But-
I would imagine it very much becomes easier as it goes along. Like you said that you've got about 60 odd people you can rely on now. How
Yeah.
many of those people were, for lack of a better term, brought to you by other people?
I'd say half of them.
There you go. So that's 30 people that you now know you can rely on, and you've not had to do too much to get those 30 people.
No, that's right.
The Northern Lass is
Brilliant.
trying. That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to try. We and then I mean, it's getting closer and closer at this point. And the thing is, what you have to do is not listen to the fear porn. Put it down. It's not going to do your mental health no good. Concentrate on what you need to do and where you need to be. I spent all the way through the lockdown going through being black pilled by the staff. This is happening, that's happening, so on and so forth. And it's like, no, I've had enough of this. This isn't getting me anywhere apart from getting me depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I shut down accounts, I shut down lots of different things, and I had to walk away. I had to walk away, and I walked away for about a month or two, had a good deep think about things, and came back. But don't listen to the fear porn, and you need to look at what direction you need to go in, who you need to grasp hold of, what skills you need. Like last our meeting that we had, I know this sounds a bit late in the day, but our last meeting, we sat down and put out all of our skills. So we went around the room. What's your skills? What are you good at? What so on and so forth. So we had all the skill bases written down from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it was lovely to see everybody's skill bases. And most of us were overlapping in most of the areas, which is great.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, you don't want your kids jabbed. Oh, shh.
Maybe what needed is plan to buy some land and go off grid. I hope you build a community up around that as well.
Yes, you can't do it on your own, Reboot. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, mate. Right? But think of it more like the Amish way of doing things. If you have a group of people with you that want to do the same thing, it's so much easier because they can lend you the helping hand while you're doing yours, and you can do the same for them, and so on and so forth. When it comes around to farming the land, because you might want to farm the land, so you've got share the burden. It's much easier than doing it on your own.
But that's why I asked you about the number of people who've been brought to you by other people.
Yeah,
It's that sort of example. It is you're lessening your own personal workload. You're palming certain things off to other people, and then other things just happen naturally because Bob knows Pete, and Pete knows Terry, and Terry is a vet, and now you've got a vet in the group suddenly.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
at least you have access to a vet, even if he isn't directly a part of you.
Well, for instance, in our group, we've got 2 teachers, we have 2 nurses, we have a crikey, what was she? She's a counsellor.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Reiki masters. We have one guy. He's ace. He has got so many bows to his string. It's unbelievable. And when I say bows, I mean literally. He makes long bows. He's got a cider press. He also makes his own bread. He does. Oh, he's got so many things going on. It's unbelievable. He's an amazing guy.
Did he also have the attitude that he didn't have any skills that he could contribute?
Yes. Yes. When we said at the initial first part, we said, I turned around and said, look, I know some of us might be a bit shy on saying what we can do, but just bring it out to all of our attention. And he was one of those ones where I don't really, and then it was something else, and then it was something else, and then it was something else, and it was something else. It was like, oh God, you are a person that we really need in the community. A dentist would be nice. No, I got one in the community. He makes false teeth. How about that? Just have them all out. Just take them all out. Put some false teeth in there instead.
Oh, that sounds so bloody painful. They screw it into the roof of the mouth and what have you.
Oh no! Just false teeth on a plate like the old people have.
Yeah,
Take
that's
them out at
perfectly
night.
fine.
Take
That's
them out at
perfectly
night.
fine. The old screws up into the jawbone. That's like nah.
No, not into that. No,
That sounds excessive.
no, thank you.
Oh, there you go. My stepdad's not mean. He's outed himself as a Fed. He's trying to get rid of our audience. I don't understand why the buffering happens sometimes.
No, it's not buffering. It's not buffering down this end.
No, touch wood. But my internet is old and good and strong for once. So,
Mind you, you've got to remember we're in the UK. We've got that huge storm coming down from the north towards Scotland, and it's going to affect everything. I mean, even my internet, I had to switch it off and switch it back on because it wasn't working very well when I got home. I was like, oh, for Pete's sake, and I can't do anything tonight then if it's not going to work. So it was a reboot for that.
Reboot has confirmed he is indeed looking for a group to join.
Good man. Good
That is
man.
exactly the way to do it.
Go to your local stand. Go to your local stand. Find like-minded people within your local stand because most of them will be aware of going off grid.
Yeah.
Or thinking about it. Because if they know,
finding ready-made groups might be of interest as well. Like
Yeah.
depending on what your interests are, that could be a nice, easy way into things. Because then you're bonding over something that you care about anyway,
yes,
regardless whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or off-roading or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're bonding over something you all like, and then when you're within that group, you can then find a couple of people who think like you.
yeah. Who are we PMing? PP me.
I do agree. The Amish does sound like a wonderful way of life.
It does. It does. And take the religious side out of it, but that this is the way we're going to have to think, because you know that they're going to put controls on who can get onto the internet. That has been spoken about, and that will happen. If you haven't got your passport, you won't be allowed to have things. You won't access. I've already been told by one of the guys I work for. I won't talk about too much about him. You won't be able to access NHS. You won't be able to access so on and so forth. And I'm thinking, how the hell do you know? And this was like 4 months ago. And he was saying, you must get vaccinated. I was like, I'm not getting vaccinated. There's no way. It's not in a million years.
I've just posted a link to an article from Andrew from last week, which goes into decentralized technology. It is a really, really interesting read, and definitely something people should take seriously, because they are going to start tightening their grip on things. It's going to start with little bits and bobs, but eventually it will end up that way. Another thing which he's done, and I do also recommend, if you have the ability and you have a little bit of cash spare, it may be a decent idea to pick up an external hard drive. He has got himself a massive 2 terabit one. The average person probably doesn't need nor want that. But it might be a decent idea to just grab a little one, a little cheap one, even if it's just a little 16 gig thumb drive, and then putting your stuff on that. Just some important PDFs onto that. The reason I bring this up is because the Ice Age Farmer earlier on posted something about the World Economic Forum going on about freezing bank accounts.
Yeah.
I can't entirely remember what it was. It was basically like, what happens if the climate changes to such an extent your bank account freezes? The mask is thinly veiled these days, apparently. I can't even be bothered to come up with a half decent story.
I know.
I just got to the PP Me Too comment, and I'm Philomena. There we go. I worked it out. I was very confused, but yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Okay.
PP.
I've got some cows out front. They're lovely. They're lovely, happy little things. Every time you go out to the car, they come wandering up and they look at you and they moo, and then you go up to them and they run away because they don't like people. They just like to look at you, and then off and away you go.
Oh, I know. I like cows. It's the beef at the end of it.
Cows are wonderful. Cows are incredibly friendly.
No, they're incredibly stupid.
They are incredibly stupid, but they are incredibly friendly. There was another comment. Somewhere.
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Boudica's got some tinctures on the brew right now. Good. That's incredibly good, along with all your incredible pieces of cloth that you're putting together as well.
Oh, yes. I've seen a lot of that on Telegram. That's amazing stuff.
They were amazing. Considering she started this a week ago. Well, a little over a week ago at this point. It is genuinely incredible.
I'd love to have a go at it, but I just haven't got the space for one of those machines in the house. Let alone in the shed where I've got all my landscaping tools and bits and bobs in there. It's like, I'll never get it in there either. Or get the time.
I think they're called Romanians these days, but fair enough.
I was only looking at a brewing system the other day. Today, actually, before I come online.
For beer or cider? I don't entirely know how that works. You said brewing, it must be cider. Beer, rather.
No, it's for grapes. Well, you could use it for all sorts, but of course I've just bought a new grapevine for the arbour, and I'm just thinking, wow, if I get
red or white grapes?
A white.
You grapes.
I love red. I like a nice Merlot or Rioco.
I went for reading.
But But no. I was thinking if I have a good year of it, it's not going to be this year. Obviously, it'll be the following year that I'll start producing. But I'll probably cut those off so all the growth goes into the plant, not into the fruiting.
Mhm.
So I get a better crop the following year. So it'll be 3 years down the line before I get anything. But that depends if I'm still here.
Hopefully, you'll be on your bit of land.
Yes. Yeah. I do own a bit of land, but it's not big enough to put much on it.
Okay, hopefully, you'll be on a bigger bit of land.
Yeah. You need about an acre each, roughly, to survive.
Mhm. Well, the NASA says I try to stay healthy as I can so I don't have to access the NHS. This is another thing that is going to be key for us going forward.
Yeah.
Staying healthy. So this is where things like getting to know personal trainers comes in handy. If you have one of those in your community, great. Or anything like that. Just people who are capable of keeping you fit and healthy. And then hopefully you'll also be able to find people like Herbalist who, when you are sick, will be able to make you better.
Yeah, we have crikey.
You have 4, including yourself.
Yes, I was going to say, there's about 4 in the community.
Okay, so basically, if any of you are sick, no worries. You'll be perfectly fine. You're going to have 4 personal doctors at all times.
Yeah, so we're not too bad. We're not too bad.
You set up your own little hospital.
Yeah. Well, we were on about trying to get hold of actual doctors, doctors mainly, that don't agree with the system.
Mm-hmm.
Don't agree with all the things that's going on. I can't mention too much. And see if they'd like to come on board with us. Because there must be some around here. There's got to be some around here.
Oh, absolutely. There's got to be some everywhere.
Yeah.
There's got to be loads and loads and loads of them. As Anther said, delete sugar entirely to help avoid the NHS. Absolutely. Sugar is awful for you.
Evil.
Absolutely awful for you. And it's even worse. I don't have sugar at all in tea. Every now and then I'll pick up the wrong tea and I'll get the one with sugar in. It just tastes chemically. It doesn't taste sweet. It has the weirdest, most unnatural, artificial flavour I can possibly imagine. I don't understand why people drink it.
No, but we only have brown sugar. We don't have white sugar.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And if we haven't got that, we always use honey.
Does honey go in normal tea?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, that sounds weird. I'm not brave enough.
It's nicer. It's nicer in Earl Grey, but Earl Grey's like old ladies' tea. But
I hate Earl Grey. I have
a maple syrup. Oh, I love maple syrup.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, tea. Yeah. That's good stuff. That is Reboot. Very sweet, but it can be cancerous. But then they tell you all sorts of things.
Lacey Mayer's 2B. Oh, she's fine. Could be swimming in honey.
Oh, lovely. I'm the lady that I would do some work for, and she's also awake. She has 2, 3, 4 hives, and she doesn't want to carry it on. So I'm hopefully going to ask her if she could train me up, and I'll take on one of the hives. Her bees are lovely. They are so nice. Plus,
I would love to keep bees, but I'm terrified of them. I can't do bees and wasps. I don't know what it is. They scare the living daylights out of me.
Oh, they're lovely.
Bees are lovely. I'll grant you that. I quite enjoy bees. Hence why the bee is always on the background. But I can't have them near me. I run away. I am actually a child when it comes to bees. I don't understand why. I don't know when this developed, but I've definitely gotten worse with age.
All right. Well, you need to come down here. We'll just expose you to lots and lots of bees.
I've been exposed to plenty. I still don't like them.
Yeah, but the odd bee sting is good for your immune system.
1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. There we go.
What's that?
Lacey May says, my husband stings himself for Lyme's disease.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
With a bee or a wasp?
It doesn't make much difference because bees evolved from wasps millions of years ago. So it's not much different.
Fair enough.
Lyme's disease is awful. We had a massive outbreak round here of Lyme's disease because of the bloody deer, and it's muntjac, so it's a foreign deer wandering around everywhere, spreading a disease.
Who'd have seen that one coming? Beaver said, bees with hats on are okay. Fully agree.
Yeah.
Will has pretty much got my opinion nailed here. Also scared of stinging insects, not spiders though. Spiders don't bother me too much. Yeah, until they start becoming crazy huge, at which point, no, I'm not a fan.
It doesn't worry me. Well, because I work in the garden all the time, so I've got to be used to these things.
I'm one of those people. I just, like a spider just sitting there doesn't bother me in the slightest. A spider that walks across my desk doesn't bother me in the slightest. If I have to pick it up and throw it out, fair enough. I'm not going out of my way to do it. I just kind of ignore it. It's not doing anything to anyone.
No.
If anything, it's helping me out. It's killing off flies. It's wonderful.
I was led in bed yesterday, and a false widow, and he was big, was like right next to my head. I was like, ooh. What are you doing? Go away.
We have the Hertfordshire hunters around here, and I did not like them very much. Just having a picture of it.
What's that?
The reason, in fairness, the reason I don't like these spiders is because they bite me, and they make me very, very, very itchy, and I'm not a fan.
Are they like wolf spiders?
I believe yes, but the amount of itching from these genuinely is awful. It just itched and itched and itched, and it was constant for the better part of a week.
Oh, those.
Yeah, it was awful.
Oh, they're huge. Yeah, we're often getting them in the house.
Yeah, I don't like them at all. Once again, they don't bother me so long as they don't come near me. But if they're in my bedroom, then it's like, no, get out. Get out and go away. Go find your own. I'm paying rent, they're not you.
We have the doggies, those.
Yeah, that's what next door's dog does as well. I think it's the best thing about having a dog. He gets the mice and he gets the bloody spiders.
Oh, when we had obviously we have those. Oh God, what are they called? Cream bills, daddy long legs,
Mm-hmm.
and they were going in the house, and the dog was having so much fun with them. She goes, "What's this?" I think she must have had one night. She must have had about 10 of them.
Northern Writer said, has anyone watched the Doctor on GB News? Is that Dr. White by any chance? He's the only doctor I can think of at this moment in time.
It's not Dr. Hillary, what's his name?
Ben?
Hillary, oh, he's on Good Morning, isn't he?
To be honest, all I can think of is Hilary Benn and Hilary Swank. And I don't even know who the latter is.
No. Oh, this other one. He used to come on GMTV, and it's, hello, my name's Hilary such and such, and I deal with women's problems.
Oh no, I don't like that at all. He can go deal with his own bloody problems. Sir Francis, tragically, no, you do not get superpowers if they bite you. You just get one heck of an itch. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, this one hasn't been genetically modified yet, so you have to find one that's genetically modified to have that.
Yeah, I want to be Spider-Man. That'd be cool.
So going back to what we were talking about.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, what we were talking about, the we were talking about the actual wilderness communities, build how to come around to building these communities.
Mm-hmm.
Once you found like-minded people, like you'll need to find each other's strengths and weaknesses. Don't play off their weaknesses, obviously. And find their strengths, and then try and allocate them to do certain things within the community. So you're not the one doing these things; it's them. You're doing this, you're doing that, and he's doing that, and she's doing this, and I'm doing something else, but all for the better of the community. It's like, for me, I found my forte in the group, which is I deal with food production.
Mm-hmm.
We have in our group we have like I said, the common law, and we also have a computer tech guy. We have somebody else that deals with crypto and also gold and silver, alternative currencies, because we think that the banks may crash in the next 6 months or very slow decline.
Mm-hmm.
Watching America at the moment, it's looking like it could happen here fairly quickly. So if you've got money in the bank, take it out and find somewhere else to put it. Put it into gold. Put it into... I don't know about crypto, because if they stop you from going online, your crypto is going to be effed.
I will say Andrew will fight you to the death for saying this.
I know.
He has also come up with plenty of really, really good and reasonable arguments against it, and I'll concede that he's won me over. So I don't think that's that big of an issue. What you can do, I'll just run over it quickly for people who don't remember. What you can do, you can download your wallet, which is where you keep your crypto stuff. You can download that into what is basically a text file, and then you can put it onto a little thumb drive, and there you go, you're good. So then once they release their grip or lessen their grip, or once things start getting onto the alternative internet, you'll then be able to go in and cash it out as normal or use it as normal. So there are plenty of backups for these things. It's the good thing about open source technology. It's the thing that interests me a great deal. It's wonderful because people have problems and then they find solutions. And ultimately, the people behind crypto have thought of these things from the perspective of, we don't like the current system, we don't trust the current system. So they're also thinking of, well, what happens if they turn the internet off? And they're coming up with solutions around that.
That's it, yeah. Well, we know that they're going to get involved in the crypto, but they've already stated that they will do. They will do that, and they will take over all the crypto. You just imagine, like, you've got the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds sat there thinking, well, all this money's being swapped and changed hands, and it's going past us, and we're not touching any of it. That's not the plan. That's not what they're not allowed to do. They're not allowed to do that, and they will control it because they've controlled everything else for the last 300, 400 years. So I don't know. I think it's an open conversation we could keep having. Ifs and buts and when and where and why and how.
Yeah. It's better to have backup plans than just completely dismiss something, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Much better. Because then at the end of the day, if you're wrong, it doesn't matter. All is good.
No. Yeah.
So, do anyone in chat have more questions? Northern Lass has also given us the name of the doctor. I meant to read this out. It was Dr. Azim Malouta, who's a cardiologist. He also seconds as a knockoff Mallorca. Overall, they sound like a good person, so I can't criticise the name too much, but I will find it amusing regardless. Anyway, while chat is coming up with their final questions, did you have any final points or any things that you wanted to cover specifically?
No, not really. I just really want you to go out there and really get involved in your local community. It's a real must that you must do it. You've got to do it. You have to do it. You've got no choice because things are going to hit the fan very soon. It's getting more and more apparent that this shit is going to hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't do it on your own. You need people around you. Really need people behind you, around you, and where you. If,
It
I
lessens
can't.
the workload.
Yeah,
That's the real thing. That if you try and go off and become Rambo, that's a lot of work. You need to go. You need to work hard to buy some land. You then need to work hard to buy the tools you need to build the house. You then need to work hard to build the damn house. You then need to work hard to do everything within the house to flesh it out. You then need to put in the garden and blah 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 blah. There's a whole long list of things that you need to do,
and if
and
you're
you need to become an expert in.
yeah, and just imagine if you're ill at any point while you're doing this, there's no one else there that's going to help you. You have to
Exactly.
do
It
it
all
for
falls
yourself.
apart.
Yeah.
It all falls apart.
Or God forbid you have a nasty accident and saw off your leg or something. It's game over.
Well, just it sounds very flippant, like what happens if you break your leg, but that genuinely happened to a friend of mine. She went out doing a roller derby thing. She broke her leg. If it wasn't for the fact that she had some food in because she had listened to me, she'd have been in a little bit of bother. It wasn't critical bother by any means, but you've just broken your leg. You don't really want to go down to Tesco to buy something, do you? Stuff
No.
happens. Life happens.
Yeah.
People have been falling off stuff and breaking legs or twisting ankles and doing all manners of things forever.
Even the woodlander will tell you the same stories.
Absolutely. Someone said, any advice for an introvert with chronic apathy? Yes, don't be apathetic. Don't be apathetic, be passionate. There you go. That's the advice. Just be passionate. Find what motivates you. There you go. Everyone has motivation for something. Just what motivates you? What makes you want to do? What makes you want to change? There you go.
All
Find
right.
that, and then you're fine.
Here you go then. For my drive is for my children. I don't want them to live in the system that I grew up in. And as I've gone on through the years, I see the system's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Sorry about my phone pinging off in the background.
No worries.
I have two phones, and it's the one that's furthest away from me, so I can't get to that one. But yeah, it's a need to make sure that they don't have to grow up in that hideous lifestyle and hideous system. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. And even here, even in my little small town, we are seeing the nasty, hideous crap appearing.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be this weekend. It's supposed to be a big, like lights, and there's the fair here, and lots of things going on in the town hall, and so on and so forth. And guess what they're going to have in the town hall of all things? All the things that probably all of us will disagree with immensely, and me and the missus have already turned around and said, oh, yeah, they're not going anywhere near them. They're having these, I want of a better word, cross-dressers.
I don't like that at all.
You know what I mean? Oh, I've forgotten what they call themselves.
They're transsexuals.
No. Like Louis, that.
Oh, drag queens.
Drag queens, that's it.
God damn it.
Cross-dressers.
At what stage did they go from being cross-dressers, trannies, and now drag queens? When did this happen? I thought once upon a time they were all just transvestites and that was it. Yeah. I missed the memo at some stage in the early 2010s when this stopped being a thing.
They're all from Transylvania, aren't they? Or is it transsexual Vania? You know the film? Yeah. So, and they're having story time with them as well. You can f off of my kids getting anywhere near them, freaks. See, and that's in a small town like where I live. And how the hell is that? Oh, I do feel like going there, just going down there and hurling abuse at them. I really do.
Problem is, they have such a victim mentality. They just turn it around and say, "Oh, look, poor us. We're just trying to exist." But to be fair, they wouldn't say that. They'd say it in an incredibly camp voice, and I can't do that.
Well, I'd like to see how it's actually accepted in a small town like this. And when my missus told me, she was reading out like what was going to happen in the town hall, and I was like, "Yeah, that's right. We're going to see that. Yeah, that's all right." What? What? I hear you say that correctly?
Are you sure you have the right town?
Yeah. Is this not like somewhere like Bristol that's very liberal or Bath? Not in a small Wiltshire town. Mind you, it's probably brought on by the mayor, because the mayor's one of them people. I don't like him. He gives me the heebie-jeebies. I wouldn't trust him anywhere near my children.
That's always the way with mayors and politicians, though. Don't trust them near anyone. Will has said, if you're an introvert, find an extrovert friend to take the lead and back them up. I like that.
That's a good, yeah, your wingman or lady.
That's basically what I've done with Joe. It's wonderful. So it's made my life infinitely easier. If anything needs doing, I say, Joe, go talk to this person. And she goes and does it. Apart from tonight, ironically.
That's right, you got me as your wingman.
Exactly. Tonight it's worked just fine. Didn't matter. Replaced her. Joe 2.0.
Right. Is it going to be our streams for the next...
Well, talking about future streams, coming up to Christmas, as has been previously said, we're doing fun streams. We're going to be streaming a little bit more during the week as well. One thing we have coming up is a Christmas present decoration thing. Challenge. There you go. That was the word. Competition. That was it. It was okay. Right. This is the world's greatest launch ever. Right. Let's just pretend that previous thing never happened. What we've got is a Christmas decoration competition, and I think it is the last Friday in December where we will definitely be doing a stream, which is the 17th. We will be showing them off.
Oh yeah, I haven't got around to doing mine yet. Jeez.
Neither have I. I'm going to be making mine next week on stream, or the week after, I'm not sure. But certainly I'm going to be doing mine on stream, so that'd be a fun time for everybody. Yeah. Somebody, at the very least, is getting splinters for Christmas, so it's going to be a wonderful time for them. Boudica has corrected me. It was a Christmas ornament challenge. I don't know the difference between them.
How's that? You need to go see Bill Gates for that.
Do I want to know?
Yeah, genetically modify you one for you.
It's going to end up like bloody... what's that film? The two versions of Arnie. He's on Mars. It's a great film.
Yes, I know.
Fifth Day, isn't it?
It's what?
Fifth Day?
Oh, I can't remember. It's good.
It's a great film.
He's got to take that thing out of his nose.
Yeah, that was it. There you go. My stepdad's not mean. He absolutely gets this 100%. It's the flawless delivery that keeps him coming back. Oh, I'm very glad. Total Recall,
yes.
I knew it was one of them. I was close enough. Just getting back to the competition thing, the criteria is we have to make something. Reboot tried to cheat, and he bought something. It doesn't count. You have to make something or bake it. Why there is the discrepancy between making and baking, I don't understand. In my opinion, if you bake something, you've made it, but apparently not. A very specific rule set. You have to make, you have to bake, you can't buy. And then when you're done, you have to submit some pictures of it. Exactly. Way to go, Reboot. He's blown it for everyone. We all could have slipped in under the carpet there, but no. He had to go and blab early, didn't he?
Now, I'm going to go into the countryside and find my inspiration.
Ooh, what are you going to do? Actually, no.
I can't tell you.
Surprise. It could be a
Yeah,
surprise.
I can't tell you.
We are indeed going into Telegram after this. We went into Discord last week, Telegram this week, and then next week it'll be Discord again, and we're just going to alternate back and forth.
So if you have any ever further questions, I may be there for a short period.
Yeah, good.
But you know what it's like, married life.
There is one other thing.
Oh.
Considering Reboot has been brought up, he's apologised. Well, you have something else to apologise for as well now. After
You don't need to. You don't need to say. You don't need to say sorry.
He needs to apologise for this one. I hate it. What we've done is we have put a god awful donate button onto the website. I truly hate it, but the reason is, for some reason, people insist on sending money rather than prepping and doing useful things like that. So, what we have done to get around this is, rather than give money to Amazon or Google or whoever else, it's right there. You can give it to us if for whatever reason you want to. It will cut out all the middlemen, so we will get as much as is reasonable, and then all is good. As the normal caveats apply, make sure you have got everything else sorted beforehand. Do not go giving money to anybody until you've got yourself sorted out. So that means taking part in the prepping challenge, which is what we are doing now.
Yeah.
This week's prepping challenge. First off, last week's prepping challenge. How did it go for everybody? Last week it was dried fruit and stuff.
Stuff.
What was it last week? Was it dried fruit or canned fruit? No. Last week was pasta. It was pasta and rice. That was it.
It was pasta and rice. Yeah.
How did everyone go with the pasta and rice last week? Did we all stock up? Are we all more stocked up now than an Italian deli? I am. I always have a ton of pasta indoors, so I'm fine.
I did buy. Oh crikey! It must be a 3 kilo bag of pasta. It's humongous. It doesn't even fit in the cupboard. It's huge. So yeah, that was my part of the. I did that.
Yeah, I'm good on the pasta front. I didn't buy any because, quite honestly, I have so much. I probably have 40, 50 meals of pasta. I'm not even remotely struggling for it.
Don't go to Tesco's. Don't ever think about Tesco's. It's part of the same agenda as the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. It's part of their group.
Well, talking of the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, thank you, because I actually completely forgot about bigging up our own show. We have got a video over on Odyssey, which I now can't find. We've got a video over on Odyssey, which I am now attempting to find. It covers this sort of thing. It covers the conspiratorial side of things. It is a damn good time. For some reason, I really don't have an answer for this one. The first video hasn't worked terribly well.
Is it your production or is it somebody else's?
It's Odyssey's fault, but I'm not entirely sure why. It's taking about 1 minute to 2 minutes to load the video. No idea. It's never happened to me before. It's not on any of our other videos. So we're hopeful that the next one goes up and loads just fine.
Yeah.
If it does, great. If not, just sit there for about 2 minutes and you'll be able to listen to my dulcet tones ramble incoherently. Why anyone would want that,
different?
Exactly. It'd basically be like this, but delayed. It's actually a damn good time. I'm really enjoying those streams. They're fun. They're really, really fun. They're just because we don't know what's happening. And they're conspiratorial. It might be true. It might not be true. Who knows? But there it is. Andrew found a link for me, so thank you for that, mate. is no
It
such
wouldn't
thing.
load.
It's too much.
Oh, you got lots and lots of pasta. Pasta's lovely.
Damn right.
You can make it yourself, though. You can make it yourself. Vanguard, yeah, BlackRock, mostly everything. You are right, Hashtag.
Yeah, tried watching several times. Wouldn't load. Gave it 5 minutes. I really don't know why. It's very, very strange. Might just upload it onto Telegram as well.
Yeah.
That might be a decent way around it. So yeah, anyway, if that was all, there was only one more announcement for this evening. And that was a Christmas music stream sometime in the middle of December. That'd be a good time. It'll be a D-Live and Odyssey exclusive because of copyright and all of that jazz. DJ Painkiller is going to put together a playlist, so if anyone wants to add on to it, by all means, send it over to him in Discord or Telegram.
Oh, it's Christmas, isn't it? I was thinking it's dance music for a minute. I was going to ask him, could he play Twin Didgeridoo by FX? Twin Didgeridoo by FX Twins.
Twin Didgeridoo?
Yeah, by FX Twins.
Is this like two Rolf Harrises?
No.
Two little boys do something.
It's one of my favourite tracks from back in the day.
Yeah, see, sometimes it's always a good time. Roy did indeed explain the issues. I've forgotten what it was. If anyone wants to find out what that is, you can go and read Roy's thoughts exclusively over on Discord. In the meantime, we are off to Telegram. Well, in about 5-10 minutes, I will be in Telegram.
I will try to be in Telegram for a short while.
By all means, I'm just going to drop the link to that. I definitely need a cup of tea, as I'm likely to pass out very, very shortly, especially after yesterday when I basically spent my evening in the flipping Sahara. That was a wonderfully fun time for me. I very much enjoyed that. I look forward to that again next week.
Yeah, where I was working today, it was quite dry there today. I only got one cup of tea.
Oh, no.
That's rubbish.
That's god awful. Wait, 1 minute. There was one other thing.
Ooh.
Before we go, next week's challenge was buying. What was next week? It was. Baking goods. There we go. Baking goods. I got there eventually. It is indeed baking goods. So things like flour and yeast and stuff like that. All very important things.
You make your own yeast.
It is. You can indeed. Unless you don't like sourdough for some reason. Anyway, there was also another thing, many other things. It was the Phyllis Bear is going live after we finish. And I believe that was all.
Hashtag. If you're on Telegram, come have a chat.
It definitely is.
Come and have a chat, mate. I'll go through that with you if you want. I've had that. We've had that issue.
Indeed, you have. Andrew did as well.
Yeah, it's all right. It can be resolved.
So yeah, that was all. Thank you for joining me.
And you.
I had a bloody good time. My pleasure. It was wonderful joining you as well.
Should we do this next week? No.
Maybe the week after.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, thank you for joining me, and thank chat for joining us. We had a bloody good time. I hope you had a good time as well, and I will see you in Telegram once I've hydrated myself.
And I hope everybody did get something from this, and I hope that you all will do something from the back of this.
I certainly hope they did. I think I'm definitely going to refocus on the personal interactions. I think that is a really, really important thing. So yeah, thank you all for joining us.
You're all very welcome.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Oh well, I won't.
Well, you better. It's the week after you've got your bloody party.
Oh. it's true. I might be around. You never know.
Fair enough. Anyway, Telegram it is. I will just pop a link one in chat once more. It is. And I will see you all later on.
See you later. Take care, everybody.